Miriam and Moses. Adapted by Sarah Toast, illustrated by Kathy Mitchell. Jochebed worked hard in the fields. She was expecting a baby, and her husband, Amram, was forced to work far from their home. Kind of like Daddy, huh? When Jochebed returned home from her long day, her children, Miriam and Aaron, ran to greet her. "I have dreadful news," said Jochebed. "It is not enough that Pharaoh has turned our people, the Israelites, into slaves and made our days a misery. Now Pharaoh is very afraid of us, afraid that we will rise up against him. He is angry with our people and will surely treat us badly." This is the evil Pharaoh. "Pharaoh already treats us badly," said Miriam. "There is worse to come," her mother said. "Pharaoh has ordered the killing of all baby boys born to us." How evil! "That is dreadful, Mother," cried Miriam. "Pharaoh is cruel. How could he order such a thing? What if our new baby is a boy? What will we do?" "Pray that God will help us," Jochebed said. As the weeks passed, Jochebed became too weak to work in the fields any longer. Early each morning, Miriam gathered reeds from her mother. Jochebed would weave the reeds into beautiful baskets that Miriam sold at the market. After bringing the reeds home, Miriam went to the well where the women of Goshen drew water for their households and discussed the latest news. One day, a kind woman helped Miriam pour water from the well. "It is true," the woman whispered. "The Pharaoh has ordered all Egyptians to throw every Israelite baby boy into the Nile River." Miriam ran home to tell her mother. What an evil devil Pharaoh was! By the time Miriam got back to the house, the nurse had been called. Jochebed had given birth to a son. "Come, children, and meet your new baby brother," said Jochebed proudly. "We cannot tell anyone besides our neighbors, and we must hide him from sight." For 3 long months, the family took care of the little baby boy without the Egyptians knowing about him. Jochebed continued to weave baskets at home. When Egyptians searched Israelite homes and yards, Jochebed hid her little baby in a basket. Early one morning, when Miriam was in the tall reeds at the river's edge, she heard people approaching. She saw the Pharaoh's daughter coming down to the river.
Mom?
Huh?
Did he say all baby boy Egyptians?
All baby boys that are Hebrew baby boys, Israelites.
Oh.
Yes. She saw the Pharaoh's daughter coming down to the river. "I have seen Pharaoh's daughter here before," Miriam thought. "She may be the daughter of the Pharaoh, but she seems very pleasant. I must remember what days she comes here."
Mom?
Yes, sir.
Why is Pharaoh even their king?
Because the Hebrews, God's children, were disobedient, and whenever we are disobedient to God and rebel against Him, against His law, His love, and His commandments, then God allows our enemies to capture us, and then we become slaves of our enemies. So that's what happened to the Israelites, the Hebrews. They were disobedient to God. They rebelled and they did all kinds of evil against God. So God allowed their enemies to take them into slaves.
I thought they just wanted a different king.
Well, I believe that is later on. You are correct. The Israelites did ask God to give them a king, a human king, like everybody else. And God did give them a king, King Saul, which started out as what?
bad?
Good.
Good.
But then what happened?
Then he was bad?
He turned evil. Yes. And God took away his throne, and he and his son Jonathan lost their life over his rebellions. Okay,
Who do you mean? Like Saul, the one who turned into Paul?
No, not that one, sweetheart.
Oh.
That's a different Saul, but good question. Okay. One morning, Jochebed could not hide her worry from her daughter. The baby is now 3 months old. His cries are too loud to hide. I do not know how much longer we can possibly hide him. Don't worry, Miriam said. I have a plan to save him. Miriam and her mother made a special basket in the shape of a little boat. Before full light, Miriam and her mother quietly took the baby in the basket to the place on the river bank where the Pharaoh's daughter came to bathe. There the Israelite mother and daughter set the basket in the thick reeds, where it would not drift downstream with the current. The basket bobbed gently, lulling the baby to sleep. Jochebed went back home to wait and pray. Miriam stayed hidden in the tall reeds and grasses. She waited until the Pharaoh's daughter came and spotted the baby in the little boat. What a smart little girl she is.
Mom?
Yes, sir?
I got a question.
Sure, go ahead.
When was the Garden of Eden made?
Oh my goodness, these are wonderful questions. A long, long, long time ago, before the flood, before the great flood. I do not know exactly. Let me finish this story. Those are wonderful questions. The Pharaoh's daughter picked up the baby. She knew he was in danger. How can we take care of this child? She asked aloud, how shall we keep this baby safe? Miriam quietly stepped out from the reeds and asked, shall I find an Israelite woman to nurse and take care of the baby for you? If you can bring such a woman to me, oops, lost my place. Where am I? Pharaoh's daughter said, I will pay her to care for this child until he is old enough to leave her. I will name him Moses, and someday he will be the prince of Egypt. And that is how Miriam saved her brother Moses. My baby brother. When Mommy brought the new baby home, I thought he was so sweet. He had soft hair and sleepy eyes and 2 little tiny feet. That's how you were. I held his bottle and patted his back. I held him in my arms. I whispered, I love you, in his ear. And where did you come from? He must be a gift from God, I thought. And Mommy said I'm right. I can hardly wait to play with him. But for now, I'll just hold him tight. What a beautiful poem. What a beautiful story, huh?